Let me introduce you to the best defender in the NBA.
Defended by Green for the lead. No! Ripping it off!
What were the Houston Rockets and Alperen Şengün thinking going up against the best defender in the NBA with the game and maybe even the series on the line? I mean, you heard what Draymond Green said after that play.
No, not on me.
Not scoring on me.
I don't care how many Defensive Player of the Year awards Rudy Gobert, Evan Mobley, or Jaren Jackson Jr. get. None of that changes what we've seen over the past decade, especially in the playoffs. Time and again, it's Draymond Green who proves he's the best defender when it counts the most. It doesn't matter who he's guarding or how many fouls or technicals he racks up. If you want one player to get that crucial stop with the game on the line, I know exactly who I'm picking every single time. And honestly, the fact he's only won Defensive Player of the Year once? That's a joke. And you know who else I'm taking when it matters most? Jimmy Butler. Yeah, he's battling a serious injury, but that didn't stop him from making the second biggest play in that sequence, skying for a rebound in a crowded paint to seal the game. That's the kind of effort that got him hurt. But Jimmy's a fighter. He's a dog. Now, who made the biggest mistake? It wasn't Alperen Şengün for trying to challenge Draymond Green. It wasn't Emeka Okorocha for keeping Jalen Green in the game. No, it was this guy right here, the absolute clown. The moment that happened, I knew the Warriors were winning. Have you not heard the stories about Jimmy Butler? Have you not seen what happened when Grant Williams tried the same move? Jimmy single-handedly eliminated the Boston Celtics on their home court. Have you heard what Jeff Teague said about Jimmy Butler? That in practice, Butler showed up as the third team and still outplayed every starter on the Minnesota Timberwolves. And in the playoffs, Dillon Brooks thinks he's that guy. But Jimmy Butler actually is that guy. I'm not just hyping things up. Listen to what Jimmy said after the game. Before Dillon Brooks started getting under his skin, Butler had just 4 points near the end of the second quarter. He finished that half with 4 points, then exploded to finish the game with 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, leading the entire Warriors in scoring. Do the math. That's a 23-point second half. And not just any second half. This was when Butler was likely at 50% health. Seriously, if you watched the game, you saw how limited he was moving. This wasn't a game he'd normally play if it wasn't the playoffs. But Dillon Brooks decided to light a fire under him, poking the bear and giving Butler extra motivation. That was the best decision Brooks ever made. Thank you, Dillon, for waking up the beast. And if you think Butler shouldn't have been on the court, listen to what Steve Kerr said about his injury.
We had to have him. I mean, if this were the regular season, he'd probably miss another week or two. But it's the playoffs, and he's Jimmy Butler.
But none of that mattered once Dillon Brooks opened his mouth, because suddenly all Jimmy Butler's pain disappeared. Right after that, Jimmy got a pass from Buddy in semi-transition. He spotted Brooks and immediately attacked, driving straight at him and finishing with a smooth floater off the glass. Later in the quarter, Butler got to his favorite spot closer, to the basket, fooled Steven Adams with some clever misdirection, and powered through contact to finish, despite Adams being one of the strongest players in the NBA. But it was the fourth quarter where Jimmy really showed up. He started by stealing a little bit of Steph Curry's magic, sinking a three-pointer before getting some easier baskets thanks to sharp passes from Draymond Green and Buddy. And then came one of the biggest plays of the game. After Draymond blocked Fred's shot, Jimmy took the ball, blew past Brooks, then Jabari Smith Jr., and finished strong at the rim. But Jimmy wasn't just scoring, he was making plays, locking down on defense, and didn't commit a single turnover. Given how he moved early on, I'm sure he'll struggle to walk and sleep for the next couple of days. Yet somehow, he found the energy to push through and become the playoff Jimmy we all know and respect. But it wasn't just Jimmy Butler carrying the team. Even though he finished as the top scorer, it wasn't Steph Curry the Rockets focused on. They made stopping Steph their entire game plan. So, other players had to step up, and they did. Brandon Payton exploded with 26 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 three-pointers. You might want to compare him to Klay Thompson or Jordan Poole, maybe a mix of both. Okay, maybe that's a stretch for now, but he sure played like it in this game. Take this play, for example. Payton slips to the basket off a Steph misdirection. Brooks shifts to cover. So Payton kicks it out to Jimmy, who dribbles past Brooks, passes to Payton again, who's in position, and nails the three. It's just one moment, but it perfectly shows what makes Payton so dangerous. For this team, it's about the little things. Making the right pass, relocating to open spots, and then knocking down the shot. Brandon Payton's strength is in those intangibles. Taking charges, setting up teammates with smart passes, and moving around the court. He's also one of the best rebounding guards in the league, even without being the biggest or most athletic. And shooting nearly 40% from three after 15 games this season? That definitely helps. This is a winning player. We saw him make big plays throughout his rookie season. Then, after a rough patch in his second year, when some even called him the worst player in basketball, he's now dropping 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in a playoff game, leading the Warriors past the number 2 seed. And it's not just offense. Brandon Payton's defense has been a huge reason the Warriors can start Buddy Hield. Payton has been an outstanding defender on the ball over the last few months, taking on tough assignments like Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet, and doing a fantastic job, including that clutch block late in the game. He fights through screens, pressures ball handlers, and consistently shows up when it counts. Sure, the shooting and playmaking are great, but it's his defense that really stands out. And honestly, we were all surprised when the Warriors started. Buddy Hield alongside Jimmy Butler, right? But Steve Kerr made the right call. Buddy's been amazing over the last 2 games. You might have heard of the Buddy Hield cycle. He plays great, then struggles, then gets traded. That seemed to be his path at the end of last season. But this time, Buddy seems to have turned it around, not just remembering to shoot, but also playing great defense. After the game, Steve Kerr said this about Buddy's defense.
Hey, fellas, I'm going to utter some words that have never been spoken before by anybody on earth. Buddy Hield, you set the tone defensively.
I think we were all as surprised as Steve Kerr watching Buddy Hield suddenly turn into Gary Payton 2 on defense, while still knocking down those threes. I have no idea what's gotten into Buddy. Maybe it's his connection with Jimmy Butler. Whatever it is, please keep playing like this, Buddy. Seriously, keep it up. If you made it all the way to the end of this video and want to see more like it, consider subscribing. Dropping a like would be awesome too. Most importantly, have a great day. Thanks for watching. See you next time.